let's begin with the first one of the
Yeah.
recent week, which was Violent Night, a movie that takes Santa Claus, Die Hard, mixes them together, and to me, really was just a Home Alone remake for the new generation. It's like a very nice Christmas family movie smothered in F-bombs. Wasn't for me, but I think if you're a fan of the 8711 North people, this is the team getting back together and realizing that you don't actually need directors. I think they've come to the conclusion that they could literally just make a project with a second AD, stunt coordinator who wants to move up the ladders like David Leitch and be the next John Wick director. And this is the new pipeline that they've created.
Yeah, it definitely seems a movie that is as advertised. It's got kind of like a broad sort of sense of humor, maybe a bit juvenile, and then just a lot of like satisfying, hard-hitting action set pieces with a, kind of comedic twist to it. To me, just in watching the previews, I felt like it looked a little bit too close to like an SNL skit trying to masquerade as a real movie than a real movie.
Yeah, and I feel you there because it's trying to be two things at once. It really wants to be this Christmas movie. It's rated R, but it doesn't have that full edge. You have henchmen who are psychopaths in this, but they take their time. They're kind of nice because the plot needs to move along the way that it does. He's also not as mean or as iconic as they want him to be. I think David Harbour is a decent, fine actor. I felt they did him dirty in Hellboy, and if he thought this was going to be the new one, it is also not it. He spends the majority of the movie, Zach, just chilling in an attic, just fighting one-on-one guys, and then just having the other storyline that's happening in the background, because the whole premise of the movie is that Santa Claus is real in this world. He is going around. He's just really depressed because he's been doing it for thousands of years. And he just so happens to be delivering gifts to this one family who's filthy rich. They call them the family from Succession. And someone is there, John Leguizamo specifically, in order to be able to take the millions of dollars that they may be hiding in the vault. There are other twists and turns within the movie, and the background to this family and why they may be so cold and who deserves coal and whatnot. But they're meshing two things that don't really fit. And by the end of it, I think it would have been better if he wasn't actually Santa Claus. There is a play in this movie where John Leguizamo plays Mr. Scrooge, a man who hates Christmas, yet still asks why can't we say Happy Holidays? It's like one of those where they're trying to make it be three things at once.
Right.
But you have henchmen in the back who start questioning, wait, is this like the real Santa Claus? Because he could do little things like go up the chimney by tapping his nose. He's got his bag of stuff where tricks come out. They never really get too creative with it. I think if they would have made him a real person who the henchmen were by accident believing that he was some sort of actual Santa Claus, it would have been a more entertaining movie. For what it stands, it doesn't fully commit to the brutal side of it. And it also, it feels like a montage of a lot of other Christmas movies that it's trying to be.
Right.
It mentions Home Alone a lot before it homages it. He's pulling out a DVD of Die Hard before he goes and tries to say the one-liners. And this will be for some people, because there were some people in our crowd who were cheering. They clapped 4 times in this movie. So if you have not seen a movie since Die Hard, this may be up for you. As for me, I think it's a movie that you should wait till it's at home. This would be perfect for streaming to have in the background by the holidays, which, considering how we release movies nowadays, it may be out on streaming by the holidays.
Right. So he's not nearly as iconic as Billy Bob Thornton when playing Santa.
Yeah, that's still the bad Santa.
That's the GOAT.
Violent Night, if it interests you, it is out there. The 8711th guy, they don't pack a punch like they used to. I think they're just running themselves too thin. The choreography in here was not good, bro. You don't even have the violence you want. He doesn't start fighting till an hour in. So, Violent Night, interesting amount of cliche characters as Santa goes crazy.